What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So today we're going over Archon Shard Khora and a new-ish method of doing Kuva survival Requiem fissures. This is going to be a great way of getting lots of steel essence, Kuva, traces, and more. But first, let's go over the sponsor of today's video. Let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Yahaha Studio. Yahaha is a brand new user-generated content creation platform for 3D multiplayer interactive experiences. With Yahaha, anyone can create and publish their own virtual experiences without any coding or server knowledge. Including me, I'm actually showing you a demo right now of how Yahaha works. I'm making my own zombie game, the first couple steps of it, so you can just go into the asset library, grab some components. I just grabbed some actions where if I touch the zombie, I'll become a zombie, and here I am grabbing an asset of a zombie. I'm trying to make a Halloween zombie game right here. I'm also going to make where the zombie is going to be chasing after us. A little bit early stages here, but you can customize this massively, guys. If I want to have like a space machine gun for blasting away zombies, if I want to make it where the zombies have space machine guns blasting away me, those are the options and things you have available to you with tons of different pre-built assets. I'm already loading in to play test it here. And you know, it's a little bit of the early stages, but we could probably speed this guy up a little bit in the future. So if you guys are interested in checking out Yahaha, it's real easy to get into. Check out my link down below and start making your own virtual experiences today. Thank you so much to Yahaha Studios for sponsoring today's video. Alright, so this build is going to be meant to be used with the Necros build I made a video on a couple days ago. Basically getting a bunch of loot and just a bunch of everything pretty much. It's not going to be this build won't be too different from my normal Khora builds where I'm using dispensary and good range and stats like that. But as you can see, we have 5 Archon Crimson Shards on here. They're all for melee crit damage. This is going to make it where Khora is doing so much damage that if you use anyone similar of a build that I'm using today, you might not even need a riven anymore if you have Archon Shards. Now, I do have a near God roll riven that we'll be showcasing, but we're going to talk about like what can be even more God roll than this, potentially, because I've actually got 3 rivens to show you today. We did a lot of testing and platinum went into this video, and Kuva, so we'll be going over my findings. All right, but just quickly going over what you want to do with this build on Khora. So basically, we've got some shield gating here with brief respite. This will not be a full shield gate, but don't worry about it. Pilfering Strangledom. Enemies caught in your Strangledom will have an increased chance to drop extra loot, so that's really good. Especially if you have Necros from the video a couple days ago. Like I just said, you'll have lots and lots of loot everywhere. Like so much loot that it's going to be overwhelming how much loot drops in the ground. Umbral Intensify will give us more drops from dispensary. Not really super important, but it also gives you a little bit more base damage for whipclaw. You do not need strength for this build at all, but I have an Umbra form on Khora. It does help in some situations, but not a ton. You could put on another range mod there if you really want to. You could put on a duration mod for being more lazy. It's really up to you, but I like this here. And this form of setup will let you put on Augur Reach, no problem. As you can see, it still fits on there, no problem. It's up to you guys. I just like to run Umbral Intensify. We got good range, like I said. This will catch enemies through the wall. It will also grab enemies in a large radius with ensnare, and Whipclaw is capped at 200% range. So once you go above 200% range, all the other range is basically for ensnare and Strangledom. It's not for Whipclaw anymore. Okay, so accumulating Whipclaw every 3 enemies we hit gives us increased damage for Whipclaw, and this lets you have no strength on Khora and deal insane damage. As far as Arcane Fury, this does work on Whipclaw as well, Khora's first ability. This will make it, you're getting 180% increased damage. It's not hard. It's one of the things that's hard to get on Whipclaw is increased base damage. That's why big stats like, Prime Pressure Point, a melee riven with melee damage on it will be your best stats you can go for. Okay, here's my stat stick build. I've changed it a little bit. I've gone for 2 slash mod because we're going a pure slash build with big damage. So normally I'd probably have like Sacrificial Steel in one of these slots, and if you have a minus impact riven with like minus 100% impact or something, that will be great because minus impact does work on Khora's Whipclaw. My negative right here, minus 51% damage Grenadier, that does not work on Khora's Whipclaw. So that's a free negative right there. So if you had a minus impact riven, maybe take off like Carnus Mandible for Sacrificial Steel or something, or if you have a plus slash riven, put Sacrificial Steel in there. I just have 2 slash mods on here to make it so the slash is very consistent. We'll show that in a little bit too. Building up Combo Multiplier with Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, and Gladiator Might will give you more, scaling stats. And then we've got, crit damage as usual. And our only crit chance really comes from our Riven and our Blood Rush and Gladiator mods. So let's go give it a quick shot over here. I've got the Epitaph equipped as well, just to viral proc enemies. It's not needed, but the thing is we don't really care about our, like, we're not using guns on Khora. I'm using our secondary dexterity to give us more combo duration on our whipclaw, which does also count, and Naramon will give us where, you know, our combos like never decaying with power spike. Combo counter will now decay by 5 every few seconds instead of instantly depleting. Now you might notice that we're using the Ankyros as our stat stick. I'm actually going to tell you why I think the Ankyros is better than the Amphis. A lot of people consider the Amphis the best stat stick in the game for Khora. I'm going to go ahead and say otherwise. I've actually got some reasons for that too. One of them being that they both have the same exact riven disposition. 1.5, the highest stat rivens you can get in the game. We jumped into the air and did opening slam from Naramon, giving us double combo count. So in one punch, we can get a 3x multiplier. 2 punches, 5x, and as you can see, build up combo really fast. Now, when I whip claw, it's a near guaranteed red crit, and everyone is basically dead. If we keep whipping, we'll get our stacks up, and we're doing even more damage. We show the gameplay footage, we're doing multi-million damage slash procs. Now, I'm going to show you right now why I consider the Ankyros a better stat stick than the Amphis. It's going to be all in the Seismic Palm combo. So we're at 215 combo hits right now. All enemies are dead. The forward punch combo on the Ankyros Seismic Palm, it's just for fist weapons in general. You can build combo off of thin air, as you can see. So this will help you maintain your combo multiplier. It makes it a really good stat stick on Gara, because Gara has a hard time building combos sometimes. So yeah, what do we get out of all these shards there? We're just getting massively increased crit damage. The crit damage on our Ankyros is 10.3. The crit multiplier of our stat stick, or of our whipclaw, is a little bit different than that. But it's still going to be really, really high. And let's get some gameplay footage in here. We're going to start talking about the pulling all these strats together and making it the easiest and basically probably the best Steel Essence farm right now. With emphasis on the easy part, because this is pretty mindless. I'm just going to go ahead and say I have a lot of relics to open, so I'll probably be doing this a lot. So the way you get this farm to go off that you currently see on screen is you want to go to Kuva Survival Requiem Fissure. Now, it's not a mission that's always available. You could technically do this on normal Kuva Survival, but it's not really worth your time, I'd say. At least it's not worth my time to do that. You want to wait and not activate any life support towers to turn them into Kuva or anything like that until all of them are spawned. See how I have like 9 Kuva towers on the left side? Or I have 9 life support towers, none of them are Kuva. That's by design. We're trying to make it where all of them are spawned and only one of them is being activated for life support. Or rather being activated for Kuva. This tower right here is the one we're activating for Kuva. Camp that tower. Yes, we are camping in survival, and it just because it's a lot easier, honestly. If we were moving to every tower, it's like, okay, put the struggle dome over there. Oh, we didn't have our silenced Necros over there yet. Okay, everyone's dead, or rather the tower's dead. I don't care. We're not going to die. The tower is what we're trying to keep alive here. So if you have a correct camping spot like here, this range of Strangledome will grab enemies before they can even get close. Enemies that are Eximus will be turned off by the silence ability of Necros, which, like I said 3 times, the video from a couple days ago, guys. Silence Necros, use that here. And honestly, go with Augur Reach on that build, too, with good range. If an Eximus gets close to us, they will have their abilities turned off, and they will not use their Fire Pillar to kill the tower. Everything else will either be stunned or dead, because, you know, we have Khora Strangledome, we have Necros Silence. The Shadows of the Dead can also absorb some aggro, too, so yeah. And as far as what we're getting here, I mean, we're camping. I just got 28 Steel Essence from the Acolyte, I'm pretty sure. You can get cat buffs. We have an Octavia here, so I can't even tell what's going on because there's so many buffs. So yeah, basically, you put on your Strangledome, you put on the Dispensary, throw on Specters for fun if you feel like it, and just chill. Like, this is seriously pretty mindless. We were here for about 140 minutes, I think. Opened a bunch of relics, got a bunch of Kuva, got a bunch of Steel Essence, and walked away pretty profitable, I'd say. So, of course, as far as other stat stick rivens for Khora, I'm going to tell you right now, I have tested a lot. I have tested a lot of stat sticks for Khora, and with these Archon shards, I'm not really sure. I don't really feel like anything changed with the stat stick on Khora. You can still go with your melee damage, crit damage, minus whatever, with dual stat and a negative, and you're still going to kill everything, dude. It doesn't even change much. I want to try out like a crit chance riven, so I went with a crit chance melee damage riven with minus slide crit. And, like, you do see a lot more red crits if you go for a dual stat with a negative. But, like, honestly, the numbers seem exactly the same. So what you're looking at right now is a tri-stat with a negative. So you've got crit damage, crit chance, melee damage, and, like, minus Grenadier, which, like we said earlier, doesn't count for this. So far, I've been liking that one. You know, it's a little bit of a mix of extra crit chance for red crits, a mix of extra crit damage just to get more damage in general, and of course, you need that melee damage. I'd say if you're getting a stat stick Riven for Khora, melee damage is a very, very important stat. Of course, you want crit as well, but yeah, if you can get melee damage and then like crit chance with no negative, like we're just talking like a middle tier Riven right now, you can do exactly what I'm doing right now with a mid tier Riven. You know, it's these guys are getting overkilled so much that like me rocking this God Roll Riven, I activated that tower on accident, by the way. That second one, don't activate that one for this strat. With a mid tier Riven, you'll still be like annihilating these guys. They're dying to like a 300k slash proc sometimes, like a million in some situations. That's gonna kill. That's gonna kill an enemy. You know, cut off 100,000 damage off that, they're still gonna die to that. So don't worry about it. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Kuva Survival, Requiem, Steel Path version for sure. I'll be doing it on stream like basically whenever this is up and I'm online, I will be doing this mission. So if you're looking for someone to run this mission with and you got relics, go check out that live stream channel for sure. So appreciate all the support, guys. I'll see you next time. Necros and Khora, you know, they're the Kuva Queen and the Kuva King as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I'll be doing the strategy a bunch. Take it easy, guys. Peace.